excited to turn it over to Amy.
Awesome. Thank you, Ashley. I'll start with a quick introduction. Hi, everyone. My name is Amy Zablak, and I'm a director of social media marketing and digital strategy here at Carnegie. So prior to working at Carnegie on the agency side of higher education marketing, I actually worked in-house in higher education marketing at Merrimack College, working on everything from digital marketing, spending a lot of my time, a lot of my days in Slate, working on print marketing and meeting with program directors and deans and other key stakeholders across campus. So I've been in your shoes and have firsthand experience with some of the challenges that we face across campuses when it comes to reaching enrollment goals and our marketing priorities. So saying that, we have a couple of goals today that I'm really excited to share with you. Ultimately, we'll cover the latest trends in today's social media landscape specific to Meta, LinkedIn, Snapchat, and TikTok, and how you can best utilize these platforms to reach prospective students. So with those goals in mind, we're going to start with an overview of paid versus organic social media. Then we'll dive into those major social media platforms, cover some general social media best practices and the importance of testing. And we'll conclude with some really exciting updates about the future of social media marketing as it relates to higher education. All right, let's dive in. Paid versus organic social media. What is it? What are the benefits of paid versus organic? And ultimately, which tactic is a better fit for higher education enrollment goals? So paid social media promotes organic content or content on social media platforms through paid advertising. So you can see an example here on the left side of the screen where we can clearly see the sponsored note highlighted as well as a clickable call to action button, encouraging users to really learn more and fill out an inquiry form, ultimately becoming a lead. For paid social media, there are a bunch of benefits. To name a few, one is targeting precision. So with paid social, you're really able to allow precise targeting based on demographics, interests, behaviors, and more to best reach your audience. With paid social, we also have the opportunity for immediate reach. So offering instant visibility into your target audience, really ensuring that content is seen promptly. With paid social, we also have an opportunity for scalability. So an opportunity to scale campaigns quickly by investing more budget for increased reach based on program priorities or shifting budget to other campaigns. And also advanced analytics. So with paid social, we're really able to get detailed insights into campaign performance. So including metrics like impressions, click, conversions, and ultimately overall ROI. So this gives you a really detailed look into the story of who's interacting with your ads, and then also hard data to help influence business decisions. And then paid organic social, on the other hand, refers to the natural unpaid activity that occurs on social media platforms. So this includes any content, interactions, and engagement that happens without the direct use of paid advertising. So you can see an example here on the right side of the screen of an organic post and how it looks different from the paid ad on the left side of the screen. And there are also a bunch of just benefits for organic social media as well. One of them being authentic engagement. So through organic social, you're really able to foster genuine interactions and connections with your audience, ultimately building trust and loyalty over time. With organic social, there's also an opportunity for content longevity. So content can have a longer lifespan as it continues to surface in feeds organically, potentially reaching new audiences over time. With organic social, really allows for an opportunity for community building around your brand or organization, really fostering discussions and user-generated content, which we'll get into a little bit later in the presentation. And with organic social, it's a little bit more cost mindful, right? So it typically requires less of a financial investment compared to paid social media. So now that we understand the difference between paid and organic social media, for higher education, which strategy is ideal for reaching prospects and ultimately getting enrolled students? So ideally, you want to leverage both a paid and organic social media strategy alongside one another to really maximize results. So leveraging both paid and organic social media tactics help with driving inquiries, applicants, and enrolled students. So you're able to showcase value props and your institution's personality with organic social, and then take more of a hard sell with paid social to get users to fill out a lead gen form and ultimately start an application. By showcasing and using paid and organic social, you can also amplify reach. So both of these strategies work together to increase reach amongst current audiences already following your pages, as well as new audiences through paid audience targeting. And then enhancing engagement. So users engage on both paid and organic really just helps increasing your brand awareness and awareness of who you are as an institution. So saying that, let's dive into social media usage amongst the audiences that we most commonly target within higher education. And this first chart really displays how much people are actually using social media. So we can see that a majority of respondents within Gen Z reported that they spend at least 1 to 2 hours, if not over 2 hours, on social media daily. And so this is huge, right? It means that when Gen Z isn't actively in school or doing sports or other activities, they're spending most of their time and most of their free time on social media. So saying that, if our target audience is there, we want to be there. And the same goes for millennials. Almost half the respondents reported that they spend at least 1 to 2 hours, if not over 2 hours, on social media daily. So this really shows us that prospective adult, non-traditional, graduate, community college students, and professional studies students are on social as well. And then lastly, we're able to see that social media is used by all ages, which is great, not just for executive education programs, but for other key stakeholders that are helping influence education decisions. So thinking parents and guardians. In terms of where teens actually are, TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, and Facebook are really the front runners here, with teens having a particular focus on more of those video-based platforms like TikTok and Snapchat. All right, so we know that utilizing social media is important. We know that our target audience is using social media daily, whether you're a community college, traditional four-year undergraduate institution, online school, graduate institution. Now let's dive into some key platforms within paid social media advertising, starting with Meta. So Meta has been around for a while. It's the overarching social technology company that owns Facebook and Instagram, WhatsApp, and Threads, and aims to connect people in meaningful ways through its platforms. And this definitely remains true for higher education marketing. And you can use Meta to reach a bunch of your goals, such as building awareness, increasing event registrations, and driving leads and applications amongst numerous audiences. So strong lead and applicant volume is really throughout the enrollment funnel possible on Meta. From more of those upper funnel tactics promoting general brand awareness to campaigns actually pushing application submissions. So we know briefly what Meta is, but why do we advertise on this platform, right? What's the value? So there are 3 billion Meta users worldwide, which really gives us the opportunity to reach a large number of prospects, parents, and alumni, both domestically and internationally. There are 24 ad placements available for us to use, meaning that we can serve ads on Facebook and Instagram Reels, search placements, home feeds, stories, the list goes on and on. And something else that's really important to keep in mind, especially for higher education, is that there are restrictions in place for users under 18. So this has really forced advertisers to rethink traditional prospective undergraduate student strategies. Previously, we were able to run list, retargeting, lead gen, and demographic targeting campaigns to all ages on Meta, but we've really been limited the past few years with the numerous under 18 targeting restrictions on Meta, and really don't foresee these being lifted anytime soon. Saying that, we still can reach these audiences by targeting just by age and geo. And on our own campaigns, we've seen pretty strong results with this as well. So I wouldn't totally defeat Meta when it comes to reaching that under 18 audience. So with Meta, we recommend focusing higher education advertising efforts on Facebook and Instagram. We can see that Facebook as a platform is still pretty popular amongst users ages 18 to 34, as well as 35 to 44-year-olds. And Instagram has popularity within that age range as well. So we also still see pretty strong usage amongst that parents audience. So there really are still a ton of audiences, a ton of age groups, a ton of age ranges that are using Meta and are on the platform pretty regularly. And because of that, Meta really is still an effective marketing tool to reach all of these different audiences listed here. Some key features of Meta today are advanced targeting capabilities. So within Meta, we have the ability to target by demographics, interest-based targeting, behavioral targeting, as well as custom audiences. And that really allows advertisers to reach highly relevant audiences and maximize ad performance. And we'll get into our audience targeting a little bit later in the presentation. For Meta today, we definitely recommend focusing on video content. So with the rise of short form video content on Instagram Reels and Facebook Stories, advertisers have opportunities to engage with users through really visually compelling ad formats. And then machine learning and AI is a huge focus for Meta right now. So there's continuous improvement in features like lookalike audiences, Advantage Plus audiences to help you find the right audience. So Advantage Plus audiences is a type of AI audience through Meta, and it's a targeting setting that allows Meta to use AI to determine the audience that will see your ads. So it's still a very new feature. We've tested this in a number of campaigns and have seen pretty strong performance to date. So definitely would recommend testing this out, toggling this on in your own campaigns, see how it performs. If it's performing well, keep it implemented. If it isn't performing well, you can always just turn it off. And so staying on that same note of audience targeting, Meta offers some unique opportunities for audience targeting. Meta's platforms really cater to various interests and niches. So everything from lifestyle and entertainment to education and business, really allowing marketers to tailor their content and messages to resonate with specific audiences. So this is a great platform, not just for those more general campaigns, but also program specific campaigns. So you can really tailor your audiences to users with specific backgrounds. So you can see here in this audience screenshot, just some of the different targeting options available to use. So this is a sample target audience for a master's of public health degree, where we're able to target everything from interests, fields of study, employer types, job titles, industries that relate to users who may be interested in pursuing a master's of public health. So as we know with social media marketing, if your audience targeting and campaign settings are perfect, even if your ad creative isn't strong, you won't see the results that you're looking for. So just diving into a couple of best practices within Meta, we really recommend leveraging captivating visuals. So using high quality images and videos that grab a user's attention as they scroll through their stories and feeds on Facebook, Instagram, and other Meta platforms. And also incorporate storytelling. So I know Volt just gave a wonderful presentation on the importance of storytelling with advertising, and this is really something that's really important with social media marketing. So we really recommend crafting compelling narratives that resonate with your target audience, evoke emotions, and spark engagement. So thinking student testimonials, student success stories, interesting faculty updates, those are all a great fit. And I wanted to share an example of a strong video that really captivates, leveraging captivating visuals and incorporating storytelling.
I'm a United States veteran. I just graduated from Monroe College. I just want to move forward and become a great accountant. Going to school wasn't that easy for me, but with all the help that the school gave me and accommodations, I was able to make it. So I'm ecstatic right now.
I'm happy that my dad is graduating, and I'm happy for all the hard work he has done for us.
I'm just so proud of him.
Thank you, Monroe!
So really clear branding throughout, very well-made video, incorporating that storytelling, and just keeping your attention throughout the entire ad. So really strong example there.
I'm a United States veteran.
We also recommend with Meta experimenting with diverse content formats. So exploring a variety of different content formats, thinking image ads, story ads, video ads, etc., to keep your audience engaged and interested. So looking here, you can see within this campaign, we have some horizontal videos, we have vertical videos, so we can layer that into those stories placements, square images. So really just playing around with the different types of assets and creative that you have, just to see what performs best and really keeping users interested on their page. So looking ahead at Meta, there are tons of AI features rolling out constantly that you'll likely start seeing in your ads manager soon, if not already. One AI setting that we've been testing is Advantage Plus audiences, which I talked about earlier. So as I mentioned, we recommend testing this out in some of your campaigns while also keeping a really close eye on lead quality, just because this is a newer feature. All right, so next is LinkedIn. LinkedIn is the world's largest professional network on the internet, where users can make a profile to share their work experience, actively recruit or search for jobs, and really connect and strengthen their professional relationships. So LinkedIn can be used to build awareness, increase event registrations, and drive leads and applications amongst numerous audiences. But for now, you can mostly use LinkedIn for prospective graduate students, adult learners, and prospective professional degree and executive education students. LinkedIn has also been testing some parent campaigns, and we're excited that we're one of the first partners to really start testing this out, which is something to consider as well. And so with LinkedIn, we also really see really strong lead volume and conversion volume throughout the enrollment funnel. So from more of those upper funnel tactics, promoting general brand awareness, way down to pushing unsubmitted applicants to finish their application. So with LinkedIn, again, what's the value, who's advertising on LinkedIn, and how many people actually use this platform? So LinkedIn has over 1 billion users worldwide, really giving us the opportunity to reach a large number of prospects, alumni, and key stakeholders. With over 200 countries and regions worldwide with users on LinkedIn, this makes it a strong platform to reach both domestic and international prospects. And speaking of domestic prospects, in the United States alone, there are over 214 million users. And we can see that here within this chart. So LinkedIn usage is really amongst professionals throughout their careers. You can see within this chart, there's a large population of users ages 25 through 34, which makes it a strong platform for both graduate and professional degree campaigns. So looking at LinkedIn today, LinkedIn really offers us the most robust professional and degree targeting options out of all social platforms, which we'll get more into within the next slide. Videos are becoming a lot more popular on LinkedIn as well. So similar to Meta, videos are driving really strong engagement. A newer platform or newer feature within LinkedIn are LinkedIn Connected TV. So LinkedIn Connected TV ads play during more of that long form content. So thinking movies and shows streamed through a large screen streaming device like a TV. So these ads are available with the brand awareness objective and only appear to users in platforms like Disney Plus, Hulu, Roku, The Weather Channel, ESPN, Fox Sports, and more. And so Connected TV became available to all ad accounts this past January, and we'll get into some results of some campaigns that we've been testing in a couple slides. With LinkedIn, there are numerous ad formats that the platform offers. Here are listed just a few of them. There's many more. But again, really offering you the opportunity to use a bunch of different assets within this platform, whether that's a document or a longer ad copy for a conversation or message ad or videos. So again, just seeing what assets you have, what assets your team has the capability and the bandwidth to make, and then testing those to see what works best with your audience. And then also with LinkedIn today, the LinkedIn Audience Network is a newer feature that allows you to deliver ads beyond the LinkedIn feeds to members on third-party apps and sites. And so we've been testing this out with a lot of our campaigns. We've seen really strong performance, and again, recommend potentially layering these into your campaigns, layering on the LinkedIn Audience Network, see how it performs, and again, making any optimizations and adjustments as needed. So I want to dive a little bit more into LinkedIn targeting. LinkedIn ads target users based on their demographics and interests, as well as list, retargeting, and predictive audiences. So predictive audiences are LinkedIn's version of an AI audience, and they're comprised of users who are predicted to perform actions similar to those within your source data. So LinkedIn will combine your data source. So thinking if you upload an inquiry, applicant, admitted student, enrolled student, historical list, and LinkedIn's AI automatically generates a new custom audience to use in your campaigns. So that's one type of audience that we can run within LinkedIn. If you're looking for more of that demographic and interest targeting, here are just some of the different areas that we can target based on a user's profile. So everything from job titles to industries, company sizes to reach professionals and their target audience. Within each of these industries and targeting parameters, LinkedIn's audience targeting spans across a bunch of different diverse sectors. So thinking everything from technology to finance to healthcare, education, and everything in between. And so we do have a couple just screenshots of some example targeting audiences. So you can see all of the different job functions, and there's even more that aren't listed here that we're able to target by, as well as degree targeting as well. And then you can also target by company. So if you're looking to target specific companies that offer tuition reimbursement for their employees, you can target them specifically. And also member traits, which is one of my favorite features within LinkedIn targeting. So we're able to actively target users who indicate on their profile and their online activity that they're looking for a job, or that they're open to education, or they're looking for a career change, and maybe they need a degree to do that. So similar as Meta, if we have perfect audience targeting and perfect campaign settings, even if our ad creative isn't strong, you won't see the results that you're looking for. So just a couple of best practices for LinkedIn. Something that's really important, especially with more of the long form ad copy and ad formats that are available to us with LinkedIn, such as this message ad, is to craft compelling ad copy. So really writing concise, attention-grabbing headlines and compelling ad copy that clearly communicates the value props of your institution, which you can really see throughout this example here. We also recommend using high quality visuals. So incorporating eye-catching images or videos, which you can see great branding here, really eye-catching, including a current student, that align with your brand identity and resonate with your target audience. So visual content should be very professional looking, relevant, and engaging to capture a user's attention as they scroll through their LinkedIn feed. And then lastly, highlighting social proof. So again, that's storytelling, showcasing testimonials or endorsements from current students, alumni, faculty, deans, etc., really to build trust and credibility with your audience. So social proof reinforces the value and legitimacy of your institution, ultimately encouraging users to take action. So looking ahead on LinkedIn, this platform is really on the cutting edge of creating new ad formats and products for advertisers. So as discussed earlier, LinkedIn Connected TV is a newer product that's used for more of a brand awareness objective. We've been testing this for a few clients and have seen really strong results in benefiting and the layering of adding a always-on strategy, upper funnel branding tactic to help nurture our leads. So for one of our clients, you can see here in this results screenshot, we ran Connected TV alongside a number of sponsored content lead gen campaigns, and the results were really strong. So what this means is that after users saw the general Connected TV branding ads, they were almost 50% more likely to fill out the program-specific lead gen forms within the program-specific campaigns. So really just showcasing the value of running more upper funnel, always-on branding tactics to then help drive those actions further down the enrollment funnel like leads. A newer LinkedIn ad format that we're testing for some of our clients are document ads. And you can see a screenshot here of what one looks like in platform on the right side of the screen. So this is a great fit if you have program brochures or one-sheeters, admissions materials, etc., and PDF form, since you can share these materials with prospective students directly through your targeting and directly online. Another exciting feature that I've been having a lot of fun testing out have been LinkedIn dynamic ads. And they're really a cost-efficient and cost-effective retargeting and lead nurturing strategy. So you can see on the right side of the screen, we have an example screenshot mock-up here. So the way that dynamic ads work, they pull in each individual user's LinkedIn profile picture, as well as your institution's logo, and a brief headline and description with a customizable call to action. We've been running LinkedIn dynamic ads for MBA and EMBA programs for one of our clients, and the results were astounding. The MBA campaign drove an almost 64% conversion rate. The EMBA campaign drove an almost 132% conversion rate. We were tracking application submissions, and we drove extremely efficient CPAs here. So for the MBA campaign, an $8 CPA, $4 CPA for the EMBA campaign, and these both surpassed the LinkedIn education vertical benchmark of $121. And lastly, we've discussed what predictive audiences are, and I'm really excited to share another client success story with you. So we tested a predictive audience for a large institution's one-year MBA program to run alongside their demographic targeting sponsored content campaign. And the results were very strong. So the predictive audience sponsored content campaign drove a 9% higher lifetime lead volume, a 48% lower cost per lead, a 58% higher lead form completion rate, and a 93% higher click-through rate to the corresponding one-year MBA demographic targeting campaign. So if you haven't utilized predictive audiences yet, we absolutely recommend you do so, test them out, and hopefully you can drive some results like these. So now let's move on to more of the video-based and video-first based social media platforms, starting with Snapchat. So Snapchat ads are full screen, immersive, and engaging video ads. And so targeting options are a little bit more limited on Snapchat versus the targeting options available on Meta and LinkedIn. So Snapchat really works best for more general audiences. For some quick Snapchat facts, there are 414 million daily active users on Snapchat worldwide, really giving us the opportunity to reach a large number of prospects. And users typically spend an average of 30 minutes on the app within one session, and users typically open the app 40 times a day, so 40 sessions. I'll let you do the math with how much time people are actually spending on Snapchat. It's astounding. Also, Snapchat reaches 90% of all 13 to 17-year-olds in over 25 countries. Again, just really highlighting here that our traditional undergraduate audience, they're on the platform and really spending a significant amount of time of their day on it. And within that, student audiences are on Snapchat. On the platform within the United States, there are 19 million high school Snapchatters, 18 million collegiate Snapchatters, and they really do show a strong desire for learning and professional development. 1 in 3 users on Snapchat are interested in exploring a new career opportunity. 1 in 5 users are interested in taking an online class, and 1 in 6 are interested in enrolling in a degree program. And so Snapchat really continues to evolve to offer entertaining and innovative marketing solutions for undergraduate prospects. Some benefits of Snapchat today are, and this might be one of the biggest ones, is in-platform lead gen for users under 18. So unlike other social platforms, Snapchat does allow for in-platform lead gen for under 18 users, really making it an optimal platform to reach those younger users and to generate leads. Similarly, Snapchat allows list-based campaigns for targeting under 18 users, making this a great platform and a great fit for, again, any type of list that you would try to run for those younger users. So thinking yield campaigns would be a great fit here. Snapchat has pioneered features that have since rolled out on other platforms. So earlier we were talking about Facebook stories and Instagram Reels. Those features were really pioneered on Snapchat. So one thing that we always do at Carnegie is just maintaining a really close pulse with the platform and with our platform reps to make sure that when any of these new features are rolled out, that we're on the cutting edge of testing these out for our clients. And lastly, with the Snapchat Discover feature, it's really evolved into a multimedia platform with the Discover feed. So Snapchat Discover is a feature within the Snapchat app where users can find content from various publishers, including news organizations, entertainment outlets, and digital creators. So you can think of this as like a curated users can explore bite-sized, really visually engaging content optimized for mobile viewing. And so in terms of creative is important on all social platforms, but something important to note is that we typically see user-generated content perform best on Snapchat. So meaning use videos that are less produced and fit more effortlessly into a user's feed alongside their organic content. So in short, ads that don't look like ads. User-generated content has been a best practice for a while in Snapchat, just because people are going to this platform to be entertained. I definitely recommend checking out the user-generated content presentation presented by some of my Carnegie colleagues later this afternoon. So definitely make sure you attend that. You'll get all the best practices and what user-generated content looks like for all different platforms. We also recommend keeping it short and snappy. So given Snapchat's short form content format, you really want to ensure that your ads are concise and to the point. So thinking capturing attention quickly and delivering your message within the first few seconds, really to engage users effectively. And lastly, embracing vertical video. So optimizing your ad creative for vertical viewing, as Snapchat users primarily interact with this app in portrait mode on their mobile devices. So vertical videos really take up the full screen, maximizing visibility and engagement. All right, next is TikTok. So TikTok is the new kid on the block, as I like to say, that's growing in popularity at a crazy rate. So TikTok is a social networking platform and entertainment platform that features short form mobile video with trending music and sounds, and really encourages user engagement a lot on this platform. And so while TikTok is still relatively new, it has continued to increase in popularity and usage amongst all ages. So from a marketing perspective, we can target traditional prospective undergraduate, community college, transfer, and prospective graduate students on TikTok. Something else to note is that there have been a growing population of parents on TikTok. So this definitely could be an audience to explore in your strategy. And so I do want to address the elephant in the room with TikTok. So if you're not familiar with all these headlines that have been coming out about TikTok recently, with the TikTok ban, the House of Representatives passed a measure in March of this year, and the President of the United States has signed a bill this past April, aiming to force TikTok to split from its parent company or potentially face a national ban. So now TikTok is suing the US government, calling the law unconstitutional. Something else that's important to note, there are a number of schools that have implemented TikTok bans, meaning that users use TikTok while connected to the school's Wi-Fi. And so based on our current assessment and the information provided by our TikTok representatives, we feel that there is no immediate need to pause any ongoing TikTok campaigns or delay the launch of new campaigns. We maintain a really close relationship with our TikTok reps who have assured us that they're actively working just to address any concerns and to mitigate any potential impacts of the bans. So with that, looking at TikTok by the numbers, looking at this chart, nearly 1 in 5 teens say that they're on YouTube or TikTok almost constantly, really showcasing the importance of advertisers being on this platform since our audiences spend so much time on it. And that's really showcased here. So on TikTok, there are 9,000 organic TikTok videos made per minute. That is not a typo. There are actually 9,000 videos made per minute. 51% of users choose TikTok over Google for search. So we'll get into a little bit more on a TikTok search beta later, but just something to pay really close attention to. 81% of users globally said that they plan on spending the same or more amount of time on TikTok over the next 6 months. And 35% of users globally said that they spend more time on TikTok than Netflix. And education discovery happens on TikTok. So 37% of TikTok users learn information about schools on that platform. 32% of users learn information about a course on TikTok. And then 31% of users learn information about a training program on TikTok. So saying all of that, in our opinion, TikTok, it's worth the hype. Users are on TikTok to be entertained. Looking at TikTok today, the majority of users only use TikTok and don't have any other media at the same time. So if someone's on TikTok, they're likely not having Netflix on in the background or listening to a podcast. So users have their entire attention span on this platform. Again, with the user-generated content, as a pro tip, we recommend utilizing TikTok's Creative Center to identify trends, which is an awesome resource that's constantly being updated with the latest content, sound, and music trends. And with Spark Ads, these are essentially boosted posts from an organic page using TikTok's targeting. So you can utilize organic TikTok posts from your institution, student ambassadors, etc., as ads to increase event registrations, leads, and also traffic and followers to your organic page. And so on the note of Spark Ads, I do want to share some client success here. So we've been testing this a lot for our clients and have seen really strong results and want to highlight one of these campaigns. So for one of our client campaigns, we were running both a regular uploaded video creative for ads as well as Spark Ads. One Spark ad alone drove 84 leads, almost 33,000 paid likes, and over 14,500 paid profile visits. So really driving additional awareness and engagement on the client's organic TikTok page, in addition to driving strong inquiries. With that, we also received feedback from the client that these leads were quality leads, which is great. And when looking at TikTok creative best practices, again, back to that user-generated content, we really recommend utilizing user-generated content to make your ads more authentic and relatable, really capturing attention quickly. So TikTok is known for its fast-paced, attention-grabbing content. So really just make sure that you hook viewers within the first few seconds of your ads to draw users in. And then just embracing creativity and authenticity, really just listening to the tone of your institution, your brand, and not being afraid to think outside the box. And I'd love to share an example of a fun TikTok ad here. So not overly produced, but performed really well and captures your attention immediately. All right, so looking ahead, as I had mentioned, 51% of users turn to TikTok now for search opposed to Google. And TikTok actually has a search ads beta, which allows advertisers to utilize keywords to serve directly on the TikTok search results page placement. And you can see a recording of how that works here. So thinking of if someone is searching for best colleges in Massachusetts, you can now run ads within this beta to directly hit those users. And TikTok has also released rich content forms, which you can see a preview of here, which are a type of lead gen form that really allows you to include an abundance of information directly within the lead form. So thinking student testimonials, application information, FAQs, all that types of information could be a really good fit here. All right, so briefly covering some general social media best practices and the importance of testing. So it's super important to be testing your audiences to make sure that you're really hitting who you should be. Creative A/B testing, so comparing different ad variations such as images, copy, call to action, really just to determine what performs best. And then platforms and overall strategy testing. So just because you haven't run a campaign on TikTok, let's say, doesn't mean that you shouldn't, right? Social media strategy shouldn't be rinse and repeat. You should constantly be trying to improve your social media marketing strategy. And one of the best ways to do this is to try new things, whether that's a new audience targeting strategy, platform, and then not being afraid to pivot if it doesn't work. And of course, with all tests, it's really important to measure the results of the test and optimize campaigns based on these results. So it's really important to keep a pulse on new social media platforms on the horizon. At Carnegie, we're constantly keeping a pulse on new platforms to ensure we're offering the most up-to-date offerings to our clients, and also to be one of the first partners to try testing this on new platforms. So a couple that we're keeping a close eye on for advertising opportunities, there are a bunch more in addition to this, but specifically Instagram, Threads, Lemonade, and BeReal. And so to conclude our time together before we jump into some questions, I'm really excited to share something that is launching this summer. So this summer we are launching a social media webinar series where you can learn more about LinkedIn nurturing essentials, capturing the under 18 audience on Snapchat, and Carnegie and TikTok's guide to creative excellence. So more to come there on dates and times, but it'll be more of a deeper dive on some of the things that I briefly covered today. You'll have this here with the PDF sent out after this presentation. We have a bunch of different blogs published on various social media topics, and we're constantly publishing additional blogs as well. So definitely recommend checking some of these out. And that is it for my slides. I've seen a bunch of different questions come in through the chat. So it looks like we have about 4 minutes left here. So Ashley, I'll pass it over to you.
Yeah, thank you so much. We have a number of questions that came through, and any that Amy does not get to, we'll be able to follow up. So please make sure they are in the Whova Q&A section. But Amy, to start, we had a few questions around LinkedIn and traditional undergraduate recruiting. So do we have any data on under 18-year-olds using LinkedIn, and can we use LinkedIn for traditional undergraduate campaigns, or is it more geared towards graduate level?
Yeah, that's a great question. We actually had a meeting this morning with our partners at LinkedIn. So we're unable, this is actually a topic of conversation in there. So we're unable to target users under 18 on LinkedIn. The platform just doesn't collect data on those younger users. So they aren't able to really create any custom audiences or custom segments on those under 18 users. So really your best bet for reaching those prospective undergraduate audiences would be to utilize that new parent audience targeting feature within LinkedIn. So really not the best platform in terms of, you know, reaching users 15, 16, 17 years old. However, you can influence and reach the parents and some of those other key stakeholders that are influencing those college application decisions at points. So not as much for specifically under 18, but definitely can target the parents and just reach that audience in a little bit of a different way there.
Thank you. And then going along the same lines, what platforms do you recommend to connect with that under 18 audience?
Yeah, so we usually use a mix of Meta as well as Snapchat and TikTok. So as I talked about, benefit of Snapchat is you're able to run yield list campaigns, which is huge, as well as in-platform lead gen for users under 18. Saying that, we've seen, especially with the data, how much users under 18 are on TikTok. And there's still a pretty heavy influence of users under 18, that prospective undergraduate audience on Meta as well. So for those types of campaigns, you definitely can still run on those platforms. And instead of utilizing in-platform lead gen, you can always drive your ads to a landing page with an RFI form and then collect leads through your website or through a landing page that way. So I would say in terms of directly hitting and directly reaching those younger users, I would definitely recommend Snapchat, TikTok, and Meta. And if you can, and if you have the budget for it, definitely just testing a mix of those different platforms, because you might see like, oh, TikTok is performing really well, a little bit better than Snapchat. It'll depend on your audience targeting and messaging and kind of everything that goes into the campaign. So definitely test as much as you can, but I would really focus on Meta, Snapchat, and TikTok.
Thank you. I think we have time for one more quick one. So this one is, can we geofence our ads through Meta, and then a follow-up through any of the platforms geofencing?
Yeah, so for Meta, we're able to do the radius targeting on the platform. For other platforms, there isn't radius targeting available, so it's more so targeting specific depending on the platform, DMAs, counties, zip codes. So even though we can't do that type of like radius targeting, we can still hit users within specific zip codes, or counties or cities or DMAs. So you can definitely get a little bit creative with it.
Awesome. So while, like I mentioned, we have a lot of questions in the chat. So although we didn't get to all of them, Google will save the remaining ones and Amy can follow up with you all. So thank you everyone for joining this session, and thank you so much, Amy, for all that amazing content. Again, if you need anything throughout the conference, please email marketing@carnegiehighered.com or message us through the Ask Organizers Anything section of the community board. Be sure to head back to the agenda section in Whova so you can take another look at the remaining sessions and add them to your personal agenda and calendar. And next up on our agenda is unlocking creative potential, maximizing impact with user-generated content. And that starts in a little less than 15 minutes at 1 p.m. Eastern time. And thank you all again for joining, and I hope you all enjoy the rest of the conference.
Thank you, everyone.